Scene script. Have you ever wondered how the story of human civilization began? Our journey starts around 5,300 to 3,100 years ago, when the first civilizations emerged. Picture this. Vast fertile plains watered by mighty rivers, the perfect cradle for nascent societies. This was the scene in Mesopotamia, where the Sumerians made their home. The Sumerians were true pioneers. They didn't just settle for survival, they sought to thrive. They turned to agriculture, taming the wild grains and beasts, harnessing the earth's bounty. But their greatest achievement, the invention of writing. Imagine for the first time human thoughts, laws, and stories etched into clay tablets, immortalized for future generations. Meanwhile, a little to the west, the ancient Egyptians were building an empire on the banks of the Nile. They too harnessed the power of the written word, but they didn't stop there. They pursued knowledge in astronomy, medicine, and architecture. The pyramids they built stand even today, a testament to their ingenuity and ambition. And then we move east, to the fertile plains of the Indus Valley. Here, another great civilization was taking root. The people of the Indus Valley built cities, organized their society, and developed a unique system of weights and measures, showing an understanding of mathematics and geometry that was far ahead of their time. These early civilizations also grappled with profound questions about life, death, and the divine, giving birth to organized religions. They sought to understand their place in the cosmos, creating stories, rituals, and structures that shaped their societies and continue to influence ours. So, as we trace the dawn of civilization, we see not just people, but societies, cultures, and nations taking shape. We see the first glimmers of the human spirit's relentless drive to understand, create, and connect. These earliest civilizations laid the groundwork for all that was to come. As we journey forward in time, we arrive at the Classical Age. This period, spanning from around the 7th century BC to the 5th century AD, witnessed the rise of two mighty empires that would shape the course of human history, Greece and Rome. Both were cradles of civilization that spawned ideas and institutions that continue to influence us to this day. In the heart of Greece, the city-state of Athens flourished. It was here that the concept of democracy was born. Citizens, regardless of their social standing, were given the opportunity to participate in the political process, a revolutionary idea that has since become a cornerstone of modern societies. Greece also gave birth to some of the world's greatest minds. Philosophers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle challenged prevailing beliefs, asking profound questions about life, morality, and the universe. Their teachings still echo in classrooms and philosophical discourses around the globe. Meanwhile, the military prowess of Alexander the Great saw Greece's influence expanding across continents. His conquests extended the empire's boundaries from Egypt to India, carrying Greek ideas and culture far and wide. Parallel to the Greek civilization, the Roman Empire was also rising, eventually becoming one of the most extensive and enduring empires in history. The Romans were master builders and organizers, leaving behind a legacy of roads, aqueducts, and edifices that still stand today. They also developed a system of law that has deeply influenced legal systems worldwide. Amidst the power and glory of the Roman Empire, a new religion began to take root: Christianity. Starting as a small sect, it rapidly spread across the empire, forever changing the religious landscape of the world. The Classical Age was a time of great intellectual and political evolution, shaping much of the world we know today. This era, marked by the rise of democracy, the spread of philosophical thought, the might of empires, and the birth of a major world religion, has left an indelible mark on the annals of human history. As the Roman Empire fell, the world entered a new era, the Middle Ages. This period, spanning from the 5th to the 15th century, was marked by significant shifts in power and culture. Let's start with feudalism, a system that arose in Europe during this time. In this hierarchical structure, those at the top, the monarchs, granted land to their loyal nobles, who in turn offered protection to the serfs working the land. It was a time of knights and castles, lords and vassals, and it formed the backbone of medieval society. Simultaneously to the east, the Byzantine Empire flourished. As the eastern continuation of the Roman Empire, it was a beacon of art, literature, and learning, preserving much of the classical knowledge that would have otherwise been lost. Further east, a new major world religion was rapidly spreading: Islam. Founded in the 7th century by the Prophet Muhammad, Islam quickly spread across the Middle East and beyond, unifying diverse cultures under a single religious and political entity. This era also saw the initiation of the Crusades, a series of religious wars launched by the Christian states of Europe against the Islamic states of the Middle East. Despite the conflict and bloodshed, the Crusades led to increased contact between East and West, resulting in a significant cultural exchange. During this period, often referred to as the Islamic Golden Age, there were remarkable advancements in science, art, philosophy, and architecture. Scholars from various backgrounds gathered in cities like Baghdad, translating and preserving ancient texts, and making their own significant contributions to knowledge. Meanwhile, in Europe, the first universities were being established, marking the beginning of structured higher education. These institutions fostered intellectual growth and paved the way for future developments in science, philosophy, and the arts. The Middle Ages were a time of great change and conflict, but also of immense cultural and intellectual growth. From the rise of feudalism to the spread of Islam, from the Crusades to the establishment of universities, this era laid the groundwork for the world as we know it today. From the ashes of the Middle Ages rose a period of rebirth, the Renaissance. This was a time when the somber tapestry of the Middle Ages was repainted with the vibrant hues of humanism, art, and knowledge. The Renaissance, a term meaning rebirth, marked the revival of interest in classical learning and values, casting a bright light on the dusty pages of Greek and Roman texts. The works of Plato, Aristotle, and other classical scholars found new life, sparking a creative and intellectual revolution that swept across Europe. As the thirst for knowledge grew, so did the means to quench it. The invention of the printing press by Johannes Gutenberg revolutionized the dissemination of information. No longer were books a luxury only the wealthy could afford. Ideas, once tethered to the quills of monks, were now free to roam, reaching the hands and minds of the masses. The world began to shrink as curiosity expanded, leading to the exploration of the New World. This era of discovery not only uncovered new lands but also new perspectives, challenging old beliefs and opening up a world of possibilities. Yet the Renaissance was only the beginning. It paved the way for the Enlightenment, an age where reason was king and science its queen. This period was marked by a departure from traditional authority and a turn towards rational thought. The Enlightenment thinkers, or the philosophes, believed in the power of the human mind to understand and shape the world. They questioned everything, from religion and politics to human nature itself. Figures like Voltaire, Rousseau, and Kant became the torchbearers of this intellectual rebellion, advocating for freedom, equality, and progress. The Renaissance and Enlightenment were more than just periods in history. They were a celebration of the human spirit, an affirmation of its capacity to learn, to question, and to innovate. They redefined the way we perceive ourselves and our place in the universe. It was during these eras that the seeds of individualism, reason, and scientific discovery were sown, blossoming into the ideals that shape our world today. The Renaissance and Enlightenment set the stage for the modern world with their emphasis on individualism, reason, and scientific discovery. The world was forever changed by the dawn of the modern era. As the 18th century unfurled, the world witnessed a seismic shift, a revolution that would forever alter the course of human history. This was the Industrial Revolution, a period of unprecedented growth and transformation brought about by advancements in technology and manufacturing. From steam engines powering factories to the first railway systems, the world was becoming more connected, more productive, and more modern. Parallel to this technological upheaval, a political revolution was also taking root. The concept of democracy, the rule of the people, began to spread like wildfire across nations. As the divine right of kings was challenged, societies began to advocate for equal rights and representation. This shift gave birth to a new political phenomenon: nationalism, the belief in the shared identity of a nation's people. It was a potent force that would have far-reaching implications. The early 20th century was scarred by the horrors of the First and Second World Wars, events that shook the world to its core and forever changed the geopolitical landscape. The aftermath of these wars led to the creation of the United Nations, an international organization aimed at promoting peace and preventing future conflicts. This was testament to humanity's resilience and desire for a united, peaceful world. As we moved into the latter part of the 20th century, another revolution was on the horizon, just as significant as the Industrial Revolution. The digital revolution, marked by the advent of computers and the internet, reshaped our lives in unimaginable ways. Information became readily accessible, communication was instantaneous, and the world was at our fingertips. Today, we live in an era of increasing globalization. Our economies, societies, and cultures have become intertwined, creating a world that is interconnected and interdependent. This has brought about significant advancements, but also new challenges that we must face together. The modern era has been defined by rapid change and progress, bringing both great advances and new challenges. As we stand on the brink of the future, what might lie ahead for human civilization? This is a question that has captured the human imagination for as long as we can remember. As we journey into the unknown, there are several exciting possibilities and formidable challenges that might shape the course of our civilization. Firstly, let's consider the rapid advances in technology that we're witnessing. From quantum computing to artificial intelligence, these developments hold the potential to revolutionize every aspect of our lives. Imagine a world where diseases are diagnosed even before symptoms appear, or where learning is personalized to each student's needs. The possibilities are as vast as they are exhilarating. Secondly, our gaze is increasingly turning towards the stars. The exploration of space, once the domain of science fiction, is becoming an exciting reality. We're not just talking about setting foot on Mars or mining asteroids, but also the tantalizing prospect of discovering extraterrestrial life. Our civilization might become a multi-planetary one within a few generations, a thought that both inspires and humbles. Yet as we look forward, we cannot ignore the looming challenges of our time. Climate change, for instance, is a stark reminder of the impact our actions have on this planet. The future of human civilization is intrinsically tied to the health of our planet. As we innovate and explore, we must also strive to protect and sustain our home. So, as we stand on the precipice of the future, it's time to ponder our role in this grand narrative. The future isn't something that merely happens to us. It's something we actively shape through our decisions and actions. Every one of us, in our unique ways, contributes to the tapestry of human civilization. The story of human civilization is an ongoing saga, a tale of triumphs, trials, and transformations. And it's a story that's not just about kings and queens, explorers and inventors, but about each one of us. The story of human civilization is still being written, and each one of us has a part to play in its unfolding. So, what is the story of human civilization? Well, it's a tale that begins with the dawn of civilization, where our ancestors laid the groundwork for all that was to come. Then we witnessed the classical age, where the great empires like Rome and Greece thrived, transforming philosophy, politics, and the arts. This was followed by the Middle Ages, a time of upheaval, but also of remarkable resilience and innovation. The Renaissance and Enlightenment then emerged, bringing an explosion of new ideas, scientific discoveries, and cultural revolutions. And of course, we have the modern era, where technological advancements have reshaped our world in ways our ancestors could never have imagined. Finally, we looked ahead, pondering the future of our civilization in an ever-changing, increasingly interconnected world. From the earliest civilizations to the modern world, the story of human civilization is a tale of progress, challenge, and the indomitable human spirit.